part in our living. I thought I would finish today with something that happened to me in hopes that it might happen to you and help you in a very, very good way. Your experience will be different from mine, but the methodology is similar. I received a penance from a priest about 30 years ago when I went to confession that I have continued to do regularly all the years and days that have followed. And maybe this will be something that will help you as well. About 30 years ago, my mother was dying of cancer, breast cancer, at her home in Kokomo, Indiana. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. My father had died of melanoma 10 years prior to that. I was about 5 years ordained as a priest. And from that June until the November following in which she died, I helped to care for her at home. And when you care for someone who is dying, and I expect many of you have done that, you have a lot of time on your hands. There are things that need to be done, but there's also just a lot of time waiting and being present. In Kokomo, Indiana, where my family had moved from Elyria, there was a community of Poor Clare nuns. And they were having a retreat that was being given by a Carmelite priest. I called him just to go over and talk with him about what was going on in my life, and I wanted to go to confession. He agreed to meet with me. I didn't know him. I'd never met him before. Spent some time that afternoon with him. I finished with the sacrament of penance, and this is what he gave me to do as a penance. He said, when you go back home and you're going to be sitting with your mother in her room, as she rests there, take about 10 minutes, sit quietly, don't even try to conjure up any words, but just sit there, knowing that you are in the presence of God, and allow God to love you. I encourage each one of you to take about 10 minutes sometime today and do just that. And do that regularly. Just sit there in quiet, no agenda, not necessarily even saying anything to God. But sit there aware that you are in God's presence and allow God to love you. You will find a deeper sense of your purpose in living, a deeper sense of how much you mean to God, and a deeper awareness of God's presence in your life. God is crazy about you and me. Allow God to love you. Believe in your heart that God is very fond of you, and then be aware of the deeper love, the deeper confidence that you have as you live the gift of life that God has given to you and to me.